And the psychiatrist who runs this therapeutic scheme defends it by saying, this is the future. We're falling back on our oldest resource, which is our own psychopathology. It's the one thing that will energize us.
It's what could be described as an isolated, privileged, perfect, in inverted commas, community. But you extend the metaphor massively. You use the area in which we are now, Shepperton, in your new book, Kingdom Come. You use that as a location which is clearly standing for where everybody's going. In some way you say everywhere is becoming a suburb of Dusseldorf. This book addresses, attacks, attempts to understand, says some things which will surprise a lot of people in praise of the consumer society. This is where freedom is, this is where the real life is. Can you just disentangle some of the themes in Kingdom Come?
It's set in the West London suburbs, not far from the M25. It's an area that most inner Londoners are unaware of, never visit, pass by in polite horror as they return from their West Country cottages and speed gratefully off the M25 towards what I call heritage London. To them, the sort of area in which I set my novel, Brooklands, is an uncentered area. There are no civic values, where people are only interested in new patio doors, a new timeshare in the Algarve, another car.
You take the idea of the domination of consumerism and you drive this through to a state of middle-class barbarism, rebellion, attempted republicanism, crowds going around wearing the St. George cross on their shirts, following different teams in different ways and behaving violently. Is this a prophetic vision? Do you think, would you describe it as that?
Yes, I think it is a vision of what might happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think there are tendencies in that direction. During the World Cup, looking at all those St. George's flags flying, a series of football matches are summoning up the kind of national energies and conviction that you only get at the time of a world war. There's something going on which suggests that people are hungry for a more disciplined society. I mean, shopping is quite a disciplined activity. These are ceremonies of mass affirmation where we, society, affirm in what we believe, and we believe that so-and-so washes whiter. I think at heart, there's a tremendous boredom that people assuage by shopping, and there's a lack of direction, that people believe in nothing.
You think boredom is dangerous, don't you?
Boredom is dangerous, and believing in nothing is very dangerous. We all need to keep our eyes peeled for that man at the roadside with the sign saying dangerous bends ahead.
So do you see over 50 years your books which have a great inner cohesion, sometimes use the same characters, the same names, and so on and so forth. Do you see them in one sense as cautionary tales?
Yes, I think they're all cautionary tales in a way. I think they're all extrapolations from tendencies that are present. They're short-term prophecies, looking at the next 5 minutes, in a sense.
And to adapt something you yourself said, do you think you've been faithful to your own obsessions? And if so, what would you say they were?
I watched my obsessions develop over 50 years as a writer, and I'm very lucky that I've been able to express those obsessions as a writer. I mean, had I decided to be a psychiatrist, I might have been able to do real damage. I'm obsessed with a sort of nagging need to find the key to a sort of central mystery, which I never really identified. When I was a child, I found Shanghai a complete mystery, the way in which reality could change overnight. That reality was just a stage set that could be swept aside, that all the certainties of my life, all the adult certainties that I looked up at, that gave me a sense of security, were in fact paper thin and completely treacherous. Nothing was to be trusted. And I felt an obligation to try to, a sort of almost a small boy's need to find out what on earth is going on. You know, peep through the letterheads, see what the adults are getting up to. And I knew that, you know, you couldn't trust the adults. They didn't really know what they were doing. So it was left to me to sort of have a stab at it.
Thank you very much.